Cuthbert is conducting a chemistry experiment that calls for a number of chemicals to be mixed in various quantities. The one amount of which he is unsure is grams of potassium P. If Cuthbert is certain that 3p squared plus 14p plus 24 minus 2 parentheses p squared plus 7p plus 20 equals to 0, what is one possible value of 3p plus 6, the exact number of grams of potassium that Cuthbert would like to use for this experiment? A. 20, B. 18, C. 12, or D. 10. Feel free to pause this video and try this problem out for yourself. Alright, let's get started with the problem. And don't worry if you weren't able to solve this, because I also got this problem wrong. And it's important to realize that sometimes you might make silly errors, and especially if you are rushed. So just make sure you are always checking your work and just staying careful. So first of all, we don't really care about Cuthbert and his chemistry experiment. Firstly, the only thing that you really care about is this equation right over here, and the fact that your final answer is going to be 3p plus 6. So we're probably going to have to find p in this question. All right, so we can simplify the equation that we are given. So we are given that 3p squared plus 14p plus 24 minus 2 parentheses p squared plus 7p plus 20 equals to 0. Now, if you see this, I think the first thing that you should think of is simplifying this. So let's expand out this part of, let me do that in a different color, this part of the equation. And I'll do it in red. So you're going to get, so basically you just need to multiply every single term by -2. So you're going to get minus 2p squared minus 14p and minus 40. And I'm going to write in the other terms. So 3p squared plus 14p plus 24. And all of this is going to be equal to 0. And now you can just simplify. So 3p squared minus 2p squared is just going to be p squared, or 1p squared. 14p minus 14p is going to cancel out, so I'm going to write that in. Cancel. And 24 minus 40 is going to be equal to minus 16. Equal to 0. So if you see p squared minus 16, hopefully you thought of your your algebra, I wouldn't say identities, but they're very useful formulas to remember. So if you recall, if you have something of a plus b multiplied by a minus b, a times a is a squared, If you use FOIL, you're going to get a times a is a squared. And then you're going to get a multiplied by negative b, which is negative ba. And then b is going to multiply by a, so you're going to get plus ba. And then the last two terms are going to multiply, so it's going to be b multiplied by negative b, which is negative b squared. And if you see, this is going to cancel out. So we're going to get, b squared minus b squared. Now if you'll notice, 16 is actually a perfect square, and p squared is, well, also a perfect square because there is it's raised to the second power. So if you recognize this, hopefully you've recognized this form, and that just means that we can convert this into a different form. We can convert this into p plus 4, p minus 4. Equals to 0. And I'm going to move to the other side now, so we can have more space. So p minus plus 4 multiplied by p minus 4 equals to 0. And this is, so one of these terms, sorry, that is very ugly. One of these terms has to be equal to 0. So that means that p is either going to be equal to 4 or negative 4. But the thing is, p, as you recall, is grams of potassium. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think you can have a negative number of grams. So it's not going to be negative 4. P has to be 4. So we can substitute p equals to 4 in the final equation up here. Remember, 4 is not our final answer. Let me substitute it into this equation. So we're going to get 3 multiplied by 4 for P plus 6. 3 times 4 is going to be 12, plus 6 is going to be 18. So 18 is our final answer. So the correct answer is B. Now, in my case, I pretty much got to the very end. I got P equals to 4, but I somehow did the addition wrong. So I don't know how that happened. I guess this is just a reminder to always double check your work. And even though this sounds quite obvious, I mean, I know that everyone tells you on the SAT to double check your work and stay careful. Everyone tells you that, but I think it's information that you really need to keep like close to you and constantly remind yourself about that. Otherwise, you're going to make silly errors. So thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope this video was of value. And if you like this concise, no BS way of teaching, then please consider supporting the channel. Regardless, thank you so much for your time and attention, and good luck with your studies.